Hey, my partner here, he want to see that product.
When he talking?
My name is Jeff. Es jefe, man.
What's up, everyone? Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome to our Friday night roast. Hi, Jenn.
Hi, Natasha.
How
what
are
you
you
doing?
doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I've been looking forward to tonight. It's been a really crazy, long week, and I feel like I haven't talked to you in a while, and I just miss you. I miss the girls. I just miss hanging out and chatting. So I'm really excited about tonight.
Oh, well, we miss you too. It's been a busy week. This has been a hectic week, and I don't even really know why because I feel like, well, I know what I was doing today, and that's probably why I have this headache. I didn't think about that.
Okay.
So, well, I was working on the West Memphis 3.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that makes me stare long at documents, and I'm old. My ojos is tired.
I know the feeling. Welcome everyone in chat. Come on in. Tonight we're going to be looking at Stephanie Lazarus. And if you're not familiar with the case, I was going to play like a 6-minute clip from Inside Edition, but I think just explaining it verbally would be more fun anyways, because we get to add our adjectives.
Amen.
But Stephanie Lazarus basically was a LAPD, Los Angeles police officer in the 80s. And she had this ex-boyfriend at this point, whom she was completely consumed with and obsessed with. And they were in a relationship at one point and they broke up. This guy got into a new relationship with, her name was Sherri Rasmussen, is the victim in this case. So I think his name was John. John and Sherri, they got engaged, got married. She was, I believe she was a nurse. She was a nurse at a hospital.
Yeah, I feel like that's right.
Yeah, and they were still basically in their honeymoon phase when one night, he came home and discovered her dead, basically in their house, and it looked like a staged robbery basically happened. And the victim, so Sherri Rasmussen, she had a bite mark on her arm. The police thought that she possibly tried to subdue her attacker, and that's the attacker's bite mark. So they took swabs, they took evidence, and basically the case went cold because they didn't really even question Stephanie Lazarus. She was a cop, she was one of the people. So they never really questioned her, even though a lot of witnesses in this case were telling the cops to look at her, because you'll see why.
She's a friggin' maniac. The end.
The end.
Not like we're maniacs. Like, how we're like crazy in a way that's fun for people. No, not like this. Not like us. Like scary, whacked out of her gourd maniac. Like the bad kind.
Yeah, and the way that she looks at you, it's almost hypnotizing. So they had this evidence, they had this DNA that they had in their little evidence locker, and it was locked away for 23 years or 27 years, one of those two, basically a long ass time. So the murder happened in the 80s. Go ahead.
Or as Meg Griffin would say, a while.
A while.
A while.
Why do you gotta put so much emphasis on the H?
A while. Give me the wheat thins. Cool whip. Quit wheating.
Oh
A
my.
while.
A while.
A while.
So now this is the 2000s. Okay, 2009, I think, or 7. See, I always go off by a couple of years, but it's around there. These two cold case detectives, they start looking at cold cases, and at this point, the DNA, forensic DNA stuff had advanced to the point where they could now, find people and match DNA or whatever. And what surprised them here was that the DNA that came back from the bite mark on the victim was of a female. So they were kind of thinking that it was a robbery, and they were looking for these two men that were never found, but ultimately it wasn't them, obviously. So they were surprised when the DNA came back female. So when they started looking back through all the interviews and all the witnesses that have been talked to, they realized that a lot of them said, you need to check out Stephanie Lazarus because she is nuts. And no one had ever really followed up on that. So now these cold case detectives, 20 some years later, now, mind you that Stephanie Lazarus is still employed by the Los Angeles Police Department, but at this point, she has advanced to a major art theft detective. So she was like in charge of the entire like art crimes unit. And these two detectives then, were basically, in terms of ranks, below her. So they and she was their senior and more seasoned. So I thought interrogations always fascinate me because of situations like this. I always enjoy watching their strategies. And I think these two guys did an excellent job.
Yeah, they did. They really did.
Yeah. So they needed to find a way to get her into an interrogation room without a weapon. Because she is a cop, she's armed, and they didn't want to obviously be in that situation. So
And she's crazy.
She sure is. So what they did is they staged this kind of fake interrogation that they were having with this quote unquote suspect that they picked up. And the suspect was giving these detectives names about some major art pieces. So they called in Stephanie Lazarus to come into the county jail to quote unquote help them question this guy about this art stuff to see if it was of any relevance to her or whatever. So that's how they lured her in. And once she came to the county jail, regardless of if you're a cop or not, she had to surrender her weapon. So that's how they got her inside of the room. So now she comes into the room, and this is being recorded by a hidden camera on one of the detectives' briefcases. So she doesn't know she's being recorded, but she's a cop. I'm sure that she figured it out eventually. And yeah, and that's
about it.
That's about it. So this is that's where we're gonna pick up now. So it starts with the detectives are there setting it up, the camera's rolling, and she's coming in thinking that she's gonna question this guy. Well, maybe it would help if I actually pulled it up.
Oh boy.
I know. I'm really slow this week.
Well, it's been a busy week.
And before we get started too, I just want to really quickly just give a shout out to Plunder. And I want to thank her for making the video that she did on the false privacy claims that have been going around on my videos and other creators' videos. And I appreciate her standing up for that. And we're going to talk more about that in the upcoming lives that we're going to do. But I just wanted to quickly just tell her, you know, thank you from the bottom of my heart. So
I'm not sure. Stephanie, I don't know if you know my partner.
Hey, great.
Hi.
Sure, nice to
Yeah,
meet
see
you.
you guys.
How's it going?
Good.
Milling around. Well, have a seat. What this is I didn't want to bring this up in your squadron. Oh, no, it's fine. I think
I
we're
use
good.
that recorder to, let me just turn it off. You're gonna bring somebody in, right?
Yeah, well, I can explain the whole thing to you.
yeah, she's wondering if she should record.
Because I don't know who people are listening.
That's true,
And if we go to my side, everybody's always wondering what everybody else is
sure, no
doing.
problem.
Okay. But like we're talking about being busy and stuff, we've been assigned a case that we've been looking at.
Okay.
It's a new case, and reviewing the case, there's some notes to see as far as your name being mentioned.
Okay.
Do you know John Rutten?
John Bruton.
Who?
John Rutten?
Rutten.
Oh yeah, I went to school with him.
You did?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
of
How
course.
long did you know
Oh, yeah. Let me.
I went to
She can
school
hear
with-
her searching her memory banks. John who?
That
Jon
was
Snow.
fake. That was
Jon Snow.
fake.
That's who he's talking about. He's talking about John. And then when he mispronounces the name, then she corrects him.
right.
Sure, Jan.
Right. That reminds me of our pastor that we did the other day. And whenever he would be getting, you know, caught up in some scandalous shit, he'd be like, "Of course,
Of course. Mhm.
you didn't pay taxes for the last 5 years. How do you explain?" Of course I didn't. Of course, if you ask Michelle, of course. So I'm
This
getting
time we're going to have to ask Shmita.
Schmiddle.
Let's see. Went to UCLA in 1978. I started, and
Okay, confession time. Confession time. How many times did y'all watch this interrogation?
I've seen it like 3 or 4 times.
Just put a number on it. 3 or 4, Jen?
Yeah,
Okay.
3 or 4.
What about people in chat? I'm gonna post. Oh God. I'm just gonna give you like a ballpark figure. Yes, I did. Go ahead, judge me. Judge me all you want.
Oh my. Lori's beat you. She's watched hundreds of times.
Oh, see?
Liz has watched it 20 or more.
Good. See, that's what I mean. There's a select group of us that just, this hits us on a different level.
Yeah.
There's
Well, I
just something
forgot
so-
about it for a while. Like I watched it a few times and then other things got in my brain. You know how I roll. I get distracted real easy.
No, this was my go-to. I have a few like oldie but goodies that are my go-tos, and she's definitely one. And thanks to True Crime Loser calls her Spazzy Lazzy. I came across this awesome YouTube channel. Her name is Susan Bahns, and she regularly roasts the shit out of Ilene Lazarus. She'll play the interrogation and then just comment on it as it goes, and it is the most hilarious thing you'll ever see. And I love Susan Bahns, so just check her out too. But God, so yeah, Stephanie and I go way back.
You guys got history. Much like her and John who?
you know, met him
A million years ago. We have a million-year-long history.
Were friends, close friends?
Yeah, we're very close friends. I mean, what's this all about?
Well, it's regarding...
What's this all about?
The case we're working on involves
come on,
John,
what's this all
and
about?
Some of the statements we reviewed, there's notes and stuff that he knew you and stuff.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we good friends. Lived in the dorms for... I lived in the dorms for 2 years.
You guys lived in the same dorm?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Dykstra.
Okay. Were you guys just friends or anything else, or?
Yeah, we were good friends.
Yeah. Was there
Come
any
on,
relationship
Stephanie.
or anything that developed between you?
Come
guys?
on, Stephanie.
Yeah, I mean, we dated. You know, I mean, what's this all about?
Well, it's relating to his wife.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Did you know her?
Not really. I mean, I knew that he got married.
The table banking intensifies.
The plot thickens. Heart rate has accelerated.
She's like, what the hell? Like, I'd bet it wasn't even in the back of her mind.
Years ago.
Did you ever meet her?
God, I don't know.
Define meet.
Do you know who she was or anything?
Well, let me think. God, it's been a long time ago.
There we go.
I may have met her. Geez. You know.
Yeah. Well, let me see. Let me ask you. You said you dated John. How long did you guys date?
I mean, what are you guys? Is this something? I mean, you said I was going to interview somebody about art, and how you guys are.
Here's
I mean,
Stephanie. Here's the situation. Basically, we.
Dear Stephanie,
we knew that
you're fucked.
When we saw this in this chrono, that maybe there was some relationship there. That's what the chrono seemed to indicate, and we didn't want to come up to you at your desk and ask those kinds of questions or do anything. You know how up there people can see what's going on if you go into an interview room or people are in there getting supplies.
Okay.
So we wanted to afford you some privacy, some confidentiality to talk about this because we thought it might be something. You're married to someone else, obviously, and so forth, and that you may not want to, talk about these things in that setting where someone, we don't want the rumor mill or gossip or any of that kind of stuff to start.
That's fine. I mean,
so we did this just as a means to try and speak to you in just a confidential place where where your business isn't out there for other people in your division to know about.
God, that's been a million years ago. I mean, what year is it now? 2009. I mean, I graduated in 82. 82, yeah.
So what year is it now?
What year is it now?
That's how I feel, Stephanie. Look, hold on now. Before we get in on her about that, let me just tell you that, Stephanie, I feel your pain. I asked that same question.
That is true, because I said, who should we do tonight? And Natasha said, is it Friday? And I was like, no, I'm just asking for shits and giggles. I just like to fuck with you. Yes, it's Friday.
And the other day, I was writing the date and I got stuck on 20, and then I was like hesitating with the 2. And I think my brother was like, dude, it's 2021. And I was like, are you sure? Like, where did 2020 go? I feel like I haven't written the date 2020, as much as I usually do. So I feel like my hand isn't used to it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
That is
Anyways, coronavirus shit.
Yeah.
Sorry. Let's keep going.
We dated. I dated.
I don't
guys.
get out much. Can you tell?
Well, let me ask you. Roughly, how long would you say you guys dated?
Oh, jeez. I couldn't even say. I mean, I started school there in 78.
Oh, sorry. Can I just tell you how slick they were in collecting her DNA? Because obviously, they weren't just going to be like, hey, yo, Steph.
Open your mouth up. Let us get this swab right quick.
Spit in this cup for me, will you? So what they did is they set up surveillance on her and basically watched her and figured out that she's one of those routine people. And she's one of those like OCD type people where she doesn't leave anything behind. And one day, I guess it was pure luck that she usually never leaves doesn't throw away garbage in public. Like, she was really odd. And one day they were in luck because she had gotten a strawberry shake or something and actually threw it in the garbage. And as soon as she left, they scooped it up, ran the test, and got a hit. And so now they can't tell her that technically, like they have to get her to consent.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what this is about, but they already know.
I started UCLA in 1978. I graduated in 82. I don't even remember what year he graduated, if it was a year or two before me.
Okay.
I think he was a little bit older than I was. I mean, I can't remember if he was born, let's see, I'm born in 1960. I don't know if he was born in 58 or 59. I mean,
Nice.
I mean,
you know everything about
sister.
him.
His brother went to Northridge. Sister had spent the night at my house before. Obviously, I spent the night at his house before. We probably spent the night at my house before. At your house? I thought you were in the dorms.
Shug? Correct me if I'm wrong, because from what you're telling me, you guys dated while you were in college together, right?
Yeah, and probably after college. I can't. Geez, I'm trying to think when I met my husband. I met my husband in.
Yeah, we don't want any overlap. Yeah, we don't want overlap.
Let's see. I was teaching DARE because I met Scott when I was teaching DARE up in Oregon, but we had long stopped, dating before that.
So you haven't talked to him for a long time?
Oh, dating is code for
a long time. I couldn't even tell him the last time I talked to him.
Dating is code for hit it and quit it, but then I kept coming back around because I'm crazy.
Yes. That's one of those that you can't just get rid of.
I guarantee you she was a one last time girl. Promise. Promise.
Stephanie is like herpes. It just keeps coming back.
It's terrible.
92 maybe. April of 92. It was
Scott being your husband.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I was teaching DARE. Let's see, what year is this? We'll be married. I got married in 1996. I think I met Scott in 92.
Girl, nobody
prior
asked
to that,
you
I couldn't tell you how long I had talked to John.
Yes, she was a.
But since you met your husband, Scott, you hadn't talked to him.
I mean, he may have called me once or twice before we got married.
Right.
Geez, I moved to Simi in 1994 because I lost my house in the earthquake.
Oh, really?
Quite honestly, I probably keep in contact with a few people from the dorms. We all lived on the 10th floor, and there's about 3 or 4 people I keep in contact with. There's probably like 6 or 8 of us that were all really close.
Mm-hmm. Wait a minute. What is wrong with this woman's math? There's like 3 or 4 of us, 6 or 8 of us. It's all even numbers. What's wrong? Psycho. And the strawberry shake. Complete psychopath. Who drinks a strawberry shake? Psychopaths do. That's who. Everybody knows chocolate is the bee's knees.
I agree.
Well, he may have called me once or twice. He did not call you, Stephanie.
People I still keep. I haven't been in contact with her in a long time. I mean,
that always gets me. I think that's why I can't stop watching it.
I can't understand why she's doing the turtleneck shirt combo. It's California. Like Southern California.
What's this all about? I mean,
he just told you what this is all about, ma'am.
It's about John Rutten's
wife that you murdered. Remember that? And bit.
Who? God, she hated her so much.
Yeah, she did. She did.
What ended the relationship between you and John?
It was
I let my psycho show.
I mean, we dated.
An accident.
I can't say that he was my boyfriend. I don't know that he would consider me his girlfriend. We dated. We did things. I played sports in college. He played basketball. His brother played basketball. It just didn't work out. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. It was like, I went out with other guys, saw other guys.
Why is she trying to give the detectives the it's not you, it's me speech?
And
He
once you guys
dumped you.
split, were you guys still friends or kind of,
I
problems?
mean,
Is it friendly, not friendly?
No, I don't think it was not friendly. I mean, we were friendly.
I hit the ground like a safe, but whatever.
Oh, she's scratching the head. Look at her. God, it doesn't matter where you stop in this interrogation. She's always grimacing something. We need to send this clip to the behavior panel because I want to hear Chase and the guys talk about this one.
Why?
Yeah.
At one point, another friend of mine who's actually dying right now went to Hawaii with us.
You must be fun at parties.
Remember roughly when that was?
Geez,
a million years ago.
11 billion.
Check my
ballpark it for us, Steph.
I'd say I'd ask Craig, but my friend Craig is like dying of liver cancer right now.
She has to check her picture.
I'd say ask Craig, but he's got liver cancer and is dying, so he can't be an alibi.
You were saying that
it's 2009 now.
Had you ever met his wife?
Maybe.
I may have.
Do you remember her name? Or?
Not only has she met his wife, but good old Stephanie Lazarus got dressed up.
Oh, wait, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. Make him wait. Make him wait. It gets so much better.
Does it? Do they tell them?
Yeah. I feel like they bring it up.
Okay.
Just say it. Just say it. That's me. Now that you've already said it, because now I feel bad.
Well, let's wait.
That shit.
That's a cliffhanger.
Anything, or?
I have to check my pictures.
Or what she did for a living, or where she worked, or anything about her?
Well, I think I'm going to say that I think she was a nurse. I can't even remember how he said he met her. I mean, it's been so long ago.
Well, let me ask you, did you go to their wedding,
No, I didn't go to their wedding. No, I did not go
formally.
To their wedding.
I was in the parking lot crying.
I tell you what year he got married. I mean, it's been a million years ago.
You remember if you ever talked to her? Because it seems like a lot of you who were at the school at UCLA, you guys kind of were friends during and after school. So I don't know if you guys still associated afterwards once he was married or anything.
Baffled, like you're speaking another language to her.
I don't think so. I mean,
she definitely did stalk her, Monica.
The people that were on the dorm floor, we'd have get-togethers. There's probably like 4 or 5.
Her mouth is so dry.
Came.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think There was mostly girls. A girl named Smita, Diane. There's 2 Dianes, but the one Diane I don't think she ever came. I kind of lost contact with her. We were good friends on the floor. I mean, I don't. Again, I mean, what. I don't understand why you're talking about some guy I dated a million years ago.
Well, do you know what happened to his wife?
Yeah, I know she got killed.
Well, that's probably why then.
What did you hear about that?
I saw a poster at work. I'm sure I spoke to him about it.
I'm sure you did.
I'm sure you did.
I think I spoke to another friend of his about it.
And how did you first learn about that?
Jeez.
I thought about divorcing my husband because I heard he was back on the market.
I could have heard it at work.
I could have heard it at work.
You're a cop. May have been a flyer or something. I know a good friend of his.
Were you on the job back then when that happened?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm sure I was on the job. That's why I would have heard about it with the flyer. He had a good friend, Mike Boldrick, Mike.
Mike.
Anyways, he may have lived in the dorms. I don't remember if that's how I met him.
Yes, Mama Bear.
I may have talked to him.
They have her DNA.
I don't remember how I heard. I mean, I don't even remember what year it was.
I don't even remember.
I don't even know what today is.
I don't even remember what my name is. She sounds like NK there when she goes into her. I don't know where she's at. He doesn't know where she's at. We don't know where they're at. Nobody knows where they're at.
I'm gonna lie, so let me my voice get up to the just 1 octave below only dogs can hear. Lord. I like the way she simultaneously shrugs and sticks her neck out and shakes her head. Like she does the confused combo.
Yeah.
The trifecta of confusion.
She does the number one on the menu.
Yeah.
Super large.
Did he ever mention that to you? Was it a hospital?
Oh,
or
this is my favorite part. Oh, this is my favorite part.
Sherri must have mentioned it. Now that you're
Thank you,
bringing that
Liz,
up,
for the super
I think
chat.
she worked at a hospital somewhere. And yeah, I may have met her at a hospital.
Did you see that sass?
Do what?
Please tell me you saw that sass in her face when she said, yeah, I may have met her at a hospital. She did the whole like neck and eyebrows up, like, girl, you better believe it.
Talked to her once or twice.
At a hospital?
Or more.
Or more.
You know.
Being that you're kind of...
Their phone number was on my speed dial of program number 1. I called her endlessly and breathed into the phone and acted like a total psycho, crazy stalker ass bitch.
True story.
To see John, you know, was it everything okay between you guys? I mean, there was never anything uncomfortable or anything between you and her?
Hey, Lisa.
You know, I don't know. I mean, it's been so many years. I mean, uncomfortable. I mean,
maybe I might have told her that he's probably picturing me when he's with you. I might have said that. I don't know.
And I may or may not have also gotten physically violent with her or attempted to.
I may not have destroyed her car, but it's so hard to remember. What's today again?
It's been a million years ago.
I mean, I was a different person back then. I was, you know,
I have 10,000. I have 10,000 pictures.
I can't even remember if we had a conversation. I mean, we may have. I may have seen her at his apartment. You know, how many years ago was that? I don't even know what you.
That reminds me of like frogs.
She, got killed.
It reminds me of that part that Eddie Murphy does in The Golden Child when he's spinning that thing and he goes, I want the knife. Stephanie's about to give us a remix.
Okay.
Yeah, Roscoe and east or west of DeSoto. Either east or west of DeSoto.
Do you know where he moved after? Did he move after he got married, or do you know? Or
of course I know, but I ain't telling y'all.
I'm sure he did.
Did you know where he was
rode
living,
past this.
Look at her
somewhere
face.
In the valley.
Did you ever visit him and his wife?
No.
No, never went out to, you know, get together, dinners, anything of that nature?
No. Like I said, his sister used to come over. His sister had come to my place. I knew his brother because his brother played basketball at Northridge. In fact, I was just coming across some pictures that I had just seen.
This girl with her pictures,
from,
I can't.
I take a lot of photos, like 10,000, and I just did a.
It's a hobby of mine. 9,999 of them are of Stephanie, but I don't. I hate her. Not of Stephanie. I'm sorry. What was that? I can't now. Sherri.
Oh my God. She said, I take a lot of pictures, like 10,000 of them. There comes that. It's that demon that you keep talking about.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you also 9,999 of them are Sherri.
And everything. And I'd seen some pictures of his brother playing basketball.
You just put them all on your computer so you could have them accessible and do things with them?
Well, my partner is a big photo thing, and he had a deal to scan. So I spent a ton of time just scanning photos. I mean, I paid a company to do it. So I've got.
Wait a minute. Back the milk truck up.
You know,
10,000.
How did you spend a crazy amount of time scanning photos if a company did it for you? They did it. You didn't spend any time. Say already, Stephanie. Come on, get it together. You're a detective.
But you know what she's doing? You know what she's doing? Dumbass. Because the detective's like, oh, what's that, Stephanie? You said, how many pictures? Oh, wait, what did you do with them?
Yes, exactly. Then she's trying to cover all of her bases in case they come back with the 1-2 buckle my shoe. You a lie.
Pictures?
Oh yeah.
How long did that take them?
Months.
A million years.
Now, what do they do? They put that on a? I'm just curious myself. Do they put it on? They get that all on one DVD? They don't need like a hard drive or anything?
No. There's like, I think 11 DVDs. Yeah, I don't even have time.
It's a series of DVDs that they put them on.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
a DVD. No, ma'am. It's called a CD, but that's okay. I mean, even in 2000. Why didn't you just get a flash drive, Stephanie? They had those back then. I know, because I had to buy them for my kids for school.
Yeah, the detective is like, note to self: collect 11 DVDs for evidence.
Are the Rough Riders going by your house?
Yes.
Have you seen that? Everybody doing that now for DMX.
Yeah.
R.I.P. DMX.
R.I.P.
I'm not that familiar with computer stuff, so that's why I was asking.
It's like 11 DVDs.
Oh, okay.
So,
11 DVDs.
I haven't had a chance to go
10,000
through them.
pictures.
You could go through and pick which ones you don't want. I don't have time to do that.
Right.
So like you said, did I? I don't think we ever socialized. He'd still call me. I can't say that I would. He's married. I don't know that I would have called him. I mean, maybe. Who knows? I don't know. It's been a million years ago.
You called him. Stop playing.
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
After his wife died, did you talk to him again or anything?
Yeah, I mean, I did talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe okay. I hit him up on the book. I slid into his DMs. I'm so hard to remember. I do a lot of things.
Other friends. I'm sure I talked to him.
Yeah.
But you're not sure where he moved to after he got married?
No idea. I mean,
never went over to visit
no idea.
him.
I don't think. I mean, I don't think so. I mean,
you didn't stop over and maybe.
I don't know. I don't think I did.
Murder her to death and trash her car, and you didn't do any of that. Oh, well, Stephanie, huh? Sherry's not ringing any bells there for you, sis. I have no idea.
I have to check my pictures.
I know he lived on Roscoe for a long, long time.
Because I stalked the shit out of him there. I mean, somebody told me in passing.
I may have told me where they lived. Somewhere in the valley. I mean, he may have said I lived over such and such, but I couldn't tell you specifically where.
But you don't remember specifically ever going over to visit him or visit them at wherever he moved when he left Roscoe?
I honestly, I don't know. I don't think so, but...
Okay.
I don't want to say, no, I don't think so, and then he says, oh, yeah, she came over for something, dropped something off. I don't know.
What would you be dropping off,
So if you did go over there, just be like a quick thing, like you're saying, drop something off, or...
Maybe,
But you don't remember as far as like going there to have dinner or like a social, anything at the house, party?
You didn't pop over to do a little killing?
Do you think in her mind, she's probably like going through her mind right now thinking like, what the fuck do they have? Because she knows they must have something. So
exactly.
She knows there's probably some DNA involved. So now she's like, maybe. I mean, it was a million years ago. Like maybe I did maybe
maybe I dropped off a basket of kittens or, 11 billion pictures with her of just her head. I mean, I don't know. I do a lot of things. I'm a very busy woman. I have an active lifestyle. What am I here for?
Oh my God.
What is this about?
You're making me choke over here.
I'm sorry.
Something I can't, I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, but.
After John's wife
I don't
died,
think so, but depends on what you have.
Did your relationship start up again?
I would say no.
No.
Again, can you give me a year? I mean, this is like 2009.
She died in 1986?
Yeah, I think it was 86.
1986.
Okay. Like I said, I'm faintly remembering that I went to Hawaii.
Okay, we got that.
Greg and I got certified for scuba diving.
And Greg is dying currently too. We got that too.
And I'm thinking that John met us there, meaning Greg and I.
Meaning you invited him there.
That could have been. I got certified
No, bitch, you got certified hoe. That's
or I mean,
you're a certified stalker psychopath.
Because I got recertified again, and it had been like over.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. Recertified as a psycho host.
So I got recertified. My husband, I got recertified.
Oh, your husband too. Okay.
Oh.
And I'm
this time you're going to talk about him.
John met us there.
So you invited John
to tell you what year it was. I'd have to look at my pictures.
Oh my God.
And other than that, I can't even say. He may have called me.
Maybe.
At my home. I may have called him.
Definitely.
I don't think
repeatedly
we got together with our group.
I don't think after his wife's death.
Or even before. I don't. We went to weddings together.
Did you?
I got pictures. Like I said, I couldn't tell you years. It's been a million years ago.
After he got married or whatever, were you dating anybody?
Or whatever.
In particular?
And that was what year? 1986, you said?
I think he got married in around 85, 86, something like that. Were you seeing anyone seriously, or?
Yeah, John.
I couldn't.
He just didn't know it.
Geez, I'm trying to think. I mean, I dated a fireman.
What was his name?
Mike Arndt.
Her cheeks are getting awfully red.
Was he LAFD or?
He was LAFD.
Very.
Mm-hmm.
I dated a fireman.
I probably met Mike. I went to Devonshire. Let's see, I left Hollywood in 80. I worked Hollywood 84 to 85, I think. And then I went to Devonshire, and that's when I met Mike. And some other firemen.
Some other
station next door.
Some other
That sounds like an introduction to a casting show. If you know
a little bit, yeah. Mike.
Because I used to work Hollywood, so I just wonder if it's the station next door.
It was when I worked Devonshire. I met Mike.
Yes, he was a police officer.
And I'm trying to think. I went to Devonshire in 85, and I'm thinking that I would have met him probably sometime shortly after I went to Devonshire, because I met him and I actually met his buddies at a 5. And then
you worked a scene together. Look at you, how romantic.
Just really kind of casually. And we.
Allie, 79. Yeah, she was married. She had a family. She had 2 kids, I think. I think it's 2 kids, and a husband. She actually recently tried to get out early on parole, but was denied. But she's due to get out. I'm pretty sure, like in the next 10 years or something. I don't know. 2039, I guess. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh my God, that's like forever. It's a million years away.
Well, I don't know. It just seems like years are going by so fast. It just seems like it's tomorrow. So
right.
We remain good friends.
You still in touch with him, or?
Unfortunately, he passed away.
Oh, really?
He died. He had a car crash.
All of her character witnesses are dead or dying. I shouldn't be laughing at that.
Race cars, and he went heading into a wall. I couldn't tell you what year that was.
I can't tell you any years.
He passed away. He was in a coma, and they pulled the plug.
Right.
Seems like anyway. So, I couldn't even tell you what year. I'm thinking I went to Devonshire in 85, and I know I met the guy.
I swear to God, if she says I've gone to Devonshire in 85, we got it. That's established. We know.
And that's
you were in Devonshire in 85.
Sometime probably 85.
Right.
If we specifically, I don't even know if they remember. The other 2 are now married to somebody else, because I kind of. All 3. I mean,
did you kind of socialize, like when you were out with Mike? Did those guys
did all
come out
3
with you
of
too?
them.
Was it kind of like, did you do stuff with his friends, or?
Well,
she was the floozy.
There was 2 firemen, Eric and Gary. I met them first.
They were twins.
And he introduced me to Mike. So that's how I met Mike, and Mike and I dated.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And so did Eric and Derek.
And I wouldn't even say. I couldn't even tell you for how long, because then it would say we decided, it wasn't working out, and we were better friends, and he introduced me, I think, to some other guy who now is on LAPD,
He tried to pawn you off.
And
I
did him too.
I don't think I
He's
know
a
him.
detective. He's got a twin brother who's on the fire department. That's how I
told you.
Randy. Because
Randy?
He had a twin brother, identical twin on the fire department.
Okay.
And
thank you, Criminal Imagination.
Him
I like that name.
when I couldn't tell you, it was before he came on the
Thank
job.
you.
Before Randy came on the job?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that
Randy, making the copies. Rama ding dong.
I'm trying to remember if Mike may have. I'm trying to remember. Mike may have dated a girl that he dated.
Well, we're just passing.
Randy may have dated a gal that Mike was dating, and then Randy broke up with that gal. I couldn't even tell you the gal's name, if I'm even thinking of the story right.
Sounds like a damn Beastie Boys song. We all switch places when I ring the bell.
Look, let me tell you what she's trying to say. She's trying to say that they were like passing boyfriends around.
Pretty much.
So she's trying to say, yeah, I was hoeing around, but
and then
you gotta kiss a lot of frogs before you find your prince.
Oh, look, perfect. Perfect still shot of her for that.
Oh, let's see. Oh, wonderful. Look at you.
You know, so again, I mean, not like I was a huge floozy or anything, but
excuse me, Dr. B.
Yes.
Says that you are. Dr. B has determined that is a lie.
Oh my God, the fact
she said floozy.
I love which she's like floozy. You can
wasn't like I was a big floozy like Steph, like Sherri. Have you seen her?
You can hear her dry mouth.
Yes, and she knows better than to ask for some damn water. She's worse than KK. She'll ramble on for 11 billion hours and won't take one swig of water.
At least she stopped banging the table.
Thank God.
Up with that gal. I couldn't even tell you the gal's name, if I'm even thinking of the story right. And then I started dating Randy.
Yeah.
So again, I mean, not like I was a huge floozy or anything, but
no, but I mean, a lot of times, right? At least from my female partners that I've had, it's hard dating guys that aren't involved in kind of our circle, right? Because some guys are intimidated by women police officers
Randy was like an engineer at the time. He was like some kind of an engineer
on a rig, on a fire truck.
No, an engineer.
A professional engineger.
Yeah, and then I think he lost a job and then came on the department.
I see.
So,
getting back to some stuff, as you recall, after John's wife died.
I like the other cop that tries to circle it back.
Dating casually or anything like that?
Like I said, he met Greg and I in Hawaii. Okay.
That was something you guys kind of planned together, like go as a group, or you ran into him? Or?
No, I think that obviously I must have talked to him, and I said, hey, I'm going to Hawaii with my buddy Greg. We're scuba. We just got certified scuba diving. Certified. We're going to be in Hawaii. Hey, if you want to come join us.
Right.
And I think that's what it was.
Okay. Just a casual invite.
I did ask some other people to as well.
You did not.
Like Shmita.
What island
did they show up?
I think the big island in Hawaii. He either met
literally.
She's like, what? She's like, what island did we go to? I don't know. Like, no one asked her.
Nobody asked you that, okay?
Oh my God.
And
she's
besides
asking the question. Oh God. She's like asking herself the goddamn question and answering.
Exactly.
What is this about?
and P.S. Okay. Hawaii is not like a trip to the Walmarts. Okay. It's it's kind of a big deal. It's a vacation destination. You would remember which islands you visited. Stop playing with these people, Stephanie. Mm-hmm. I mean, you remember to mention 11 billion times that you were certified at scuba diving, like they're going to give you a ticket because maybe you weren't.
All right, wrap it up, guys. Let her go. Obviously, she didn't do it since
obviously she's exactly. She cares about dotting the I's and crossing the T's.
Yep, it's over. She's not our guy.
I am thinking Greg and I might have scuba dived a lot on the Big Island, as well as Kauai. I don't remember which island. Again, I'd have to look at my pictures. I traveled a lot on my vacations. I mean, I was always gone for at least a month.
So you're a flight risk. Thank you for letting us know.
Either run into people,
exactly.
Or, meet people.
And Greg, this Greg we're talking about, he was like someone you were dating, or just a buddy? Or?
No, you know what? I would say.
Yeah, you were.
We started out.
Oh my God,
Greg
too.
And either I was with somebody or he was with somebody, but it was kind of like we ended up just kind of being like brother and sister.
Hell, come
maybe
on
he wanted
now.
something more, but
he wanted something more.
Worked out, but we did things together. I would consider him. I've probably known him.
Wait a minute. Was it a contractual agreement? Stephanie?
The job almost 26 years. I probably known Greg 23, 24 years.
So you still talk to him?
Oh yeah, he's dying of liver cancer right now. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Don't you remember, you jerk?
I consider him a good friend.
He's the Jim of the case.
Leave Greg alone. He's dying of cancer.
I mean, when you heard about John's wife being killed, I mean, what was your reaction? I mean, you thought you heard about it through a friend or in a bulletin or
either
something?
a friend or a bulletin. I called the family. I called maybe some of his friends that I knew, and I mean, obviously it shocked you if I heard it at work, which I may have. I faintly remember a bulletin going around.
I faintly
either
remember.
that or somebody called me. I also don't remember.
Right.
And then I called his family. I don't know initially. I can't say if I initially spoke to him or not. I honestly don't remember. I may have said to somebody, "Hey, have him call me if he wants to talk," and then he may have done that.
Do you know what the circumstances were regarding her death?
Jeez, let me think back. Jeez. I don't know if it was, if it was a burglary or something. I feel
like she was obliterated about the face region because the murderer wanted to erase her from her entire existence. Let me look at my pictures. I might have took a flyer.
Who does that? And that is the question that she hesitates on. I mean, come on, Stephanie. Like, how often does your object of obsession's wife get murdered?
And exactly. And let's play devil's advocate. Even if he wasn't the object, how often does your ex-boyfriend's new wife get murdered? And you're sitting in the police station talking about it under the false pretenses of an art gallery thievery. Come on, Stephanie.
I think the blocks are coming together now. I think on a level she's realized, which is why her body is out of control at this point. She's scatterbrained, but this girl is like, no, she's currently going through that phase of like, no, I can't believe this. Like, my life is over right now. Like that bitter, like, ooh, I wouldn't be in her shoes right now. Like, yeah.
Well, don't be killing people, and you won't be in her shoes right now.
Well, duh.
I can faintly think that I may have saw a flyer.
I have to check my pictures about that.
May have had a picture on
not
it.
like I'm a
I may. That's why I say, if somebody had called me,
look,
I
haven't socialized since 2019. All right, I can't even get I don't even know enough people to
I think your kinetic sand
of a conspiracy.
I think your kinetic sand art explains it all, frankly.
Quite frankly, that's true.
Not have known what her last name was. I may have. I mean, maybe if you told me, I would remember it.
Do you remember the first name?
Shelly, Sherri,
Sandy,
I don't know, something
Stacy,
maybe,
Sally.
So many years, and
I don't know what her last name was. Wouldn't it be his last name, Dum Dum?
Talking to her, just.
Well, I said earlier, I mean, I may have, I may have talked to her.
You mentioned a hospital, maybe. You may have talked to her at a hospital.
Yeah.
I mean, I was so busy with Dare back then.
I'm thinking back now. You guys are bringing up all these whole memories.
No, it kind of dusts off the cuff.
I mean, geez.
Yeah, like, oh, geez, I couldn't remember going to the hospital, and
I mean, confronting her and it's such a blur. I mean, between daring, scuba diving, certification.
Because, I mean, we would date, he would date other people, I would date other people.
And being a floozy.
I think,
that's a full schedule.
I was working my way through the
he may have been dating her.
LAFD. I mean, it's just such a blur. I mean.
She's climbing the ladder. Wait, don't they do that at the fireplace?
They slide down the pole, they climb ladder. I mean, they do quite a bit of stuff at the fire stations. Yeah.
I bet good old Stephanie is quite flexible.
She's probably was back. She looks real stiff right now. She's probably bendy back in the day.
Or I don't know, maybe he was married. I don't even remember. And I'm like, you know what? Why are you calling me if you're either dating her or living with her or married to her? Because I honestly don't remember the time frame. And I'm like, come on, knock it off. And I'm thinking,
knock it off.
Oh, come on, knock it off.
I'm not a.
I'm not that. I'm not that kind of girl.
Thinking I may have gone to her and say, hey, you know what? Is he dating you? He's bothering me. And so I'm thinking we had a conversation about that. One or two, maybe. It could have been three. I don't want to say I had 3 conversations with her.
Like at her work or at their house or.
No, I'm thinking that he obviously must have told me where she worked. I'm thinking it was a hospital somewhere in LA, and I could have been. Again, what year was that? Where was I working?
Got that face.
I know.
Oh, come on, Sophie.
I'm trying to think of where. When did you say they got married?
Girl.
I don't know. I think it was like.
Okay, back the milk truck up, Stephanie. So you're telling me that your old boyfriend starts ringing you up and flirting with you, and you're worried that he is two-timing his girlfriend. You don't want to be the side chick. So you're a girl's girl, and you would do what any good girl does, and you roll up to the hospital somewhere in California at some time, maybe once, twice, 3 times a lady. I mean, come on, Stephanie. Like, do you even hear the words coming out of your mouth right now? None of this makes sense.
Well, she needs to know what year.
Yeah, that's what's going to prompt her. She needs the year and a picture.
Yes,
something like that. We just kind of picked this up. We don't know a lot about it.
Please tell me you didn't buy that lie, Stephanie.
I mean, I could have been working in Hollywood, it sounds like, if that's where I was working. So I could have said, okay, well, and I went and talked.
I could have been working in Hollywood. It sounds like if that's where I was working. Like, I don't understand, Stephanie.
I mean, here's the deal, though. You remember how many times you've been a certified scuba diver. You remember random bullshit, non-important events, but you don't know where you worked. I mean, you've been in the same line of work from jump. What are you talking about?
Well, she doesn't remember, working in the same district where, good old
where
Sherri
a hospital
was,
might be.
Where good old Sherri was murdered.
I mean,
I want to call her. And just said, hey, you know what? If he's dating you, he's keeps calling me. Why don't you tell him to knock it off or whatever? And because I probably would have told him to knock it off.
Knock it off.
Oh yeah. I mean, I would have said, hey, and again.
But you wanted to tell her too. You wanted them both to know.
Yeah, I mean, if you're getting her called,
so you're a snitch.
And I'm faintly remembering when Scott moved in with me in 1993. Sometime in 93, because I met
Scott is her husband
in April of 92.
April of 92, we established that. Come on.
And
we already know you went to UCLA. Come on. You're in the dorm.
He may have moved down in 92.
Lived on the 10th floor in the dorms.
No, when was the big earthquake?
His brother played basketball. His sisters had slumber parties at your casa.
Scott moved in 93.
You go to Hawaii to get certified in scuba diving.
You dated several firefighters.
And so...
you got married in 96. You didn't take your medication this morning. I recall that John
made called a few times. And I'm like, hey, I've got... He goes, oh, can you...
Stephanie, we get it.
Can you talk or something? I'm like... no, I can't talk. I've got, I'm living with somebody.
Right.
And that could have been a few times. It could have been once. Could have been twice. Could have been 3 times.
Could have been a million
I don't
times.
know.
Who knows?
That's during the period.
No, I can't talk.
Probably after.
Even though I've been obsessed with you for at least 1,100 months, I can't take your call. I'm living with somebody. What the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah.
It's just really bad timing, John. Like you're kind of a putz.
And
How dare you do this to sweet Sherri? I'm gonna have to drive around to all the hospitals and locate this woman so that I can tell her what kind of a bozo she's in a relationship with. You're a cat. I feel like those are the words that she would use. If she uses the word floozy, she uses the words like bozo, cad.
Scott moved in. I think I met Scott in April of 92.
Oh God, that's like the 5th
April of 92, because I stopped teaching DARE.
I can't. Oh geez, Stephanie.
I think I stopped teaching DARE sometime in 92.
No one asked you about teaching DARE.
And when you say that you may have
DARE doesn't work either.
Talked to his wife, said, hey,
no, it doesn't.
I don't know if it was. I guess it wasn't his wife at that time, girlfriend or whatever. And
I don't know if it was his wife or his girl. I mean, quite honestly, I don't even remember.
When you said like, "Hey, he's calling me. He needs to knock it off," or what have you. I mean, was that civil? Was there? I mean,
no, there was not. I don't think there was anything. The conversation lasted a few minutes. So I can't even remember. And what is it like? We went out to lunch or anything.
Right, but there was no like arguments or fights or it didn't get heated or anything like that.
Not that I recall. No, I mean. I would think that would stand out. I would think. Now, again, that's not standing out in my mind.
So you didn't have any problems with her then?
No.
You didn't have any issues with her?
No, I mean...
But let me ask you. Seems like you didn't have any
issues. No.
Does she have an issue with you? As far as, because now you're telling her, hey, tell them to stop calling. Now, she's like, you figure she'd be threatened by you.
I don't know. I mean...
From what you remember as far as when you talked to her, maybe you didn't take it as serious, but maybe, did she? Maybe she was bugged.
You mean like, was she throwing things at me or something? Or,
well, no, just, as far as you're trying to explain, hey, have them stop calling me, stop playing games.
I tell you, if the conversation, I couldn't even tell you how long the conversation, if you said, did it last a half an hour? Did it last 3 minutes? Did it last 20 minutes? I can't even remember it.
They didn't ask you that, though, maniac.
You just remember talking to her, telling her.
Yeah, and that's why you said, how many times you talked to her? I don't know how many times I talked to her. Maybe it was once, maybe it was twice, maybe it was 3 times. I honestly don't know.
It's more of a stalking kind of thing. I'm a low-key, hang back kind of stalker, not a confrontational kind of stalker. I mainly watched her, okay?
Look at this.
Let me see. She's a whole gif.
I I take...
Well... Oh!
I'm thinking that I did talk to a detective. God.
Oh. No, she didn't. She probably
Well,
called the detective to, like, fish for information.
Exactly.
And where was I working?
Oh, God, here we go again.
Here we go. Let me run down my resume so you know that you're not fucking with an amateur here.
Oregon and Dare.
You know, I'm thinking that I did speak to somebody.
Oh, really?
I couldn't tell you who it was.
Because it doesn't say anything.
He was probably on the phone.
Okay.
Would it have been somebody in regards to this, or just...
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I don't even know if you said a name, if I would remember it. Because I worked Van Nuys for a while.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I worked...
Detectives Patrol?
No, I worked detectives.
Uh-huh.
When did I go to Van Nuys? I worked Devonshire till 88.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
I worked twice at Van Nuys.
Both as detective?
Yeah. Sometime in the 90s.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I know
and
before I busted my leg up,
you can
I was
hear
there in
the
98.
Sirens in the background.
I know, right?
Because I had a really bad leg injury.
I'm sure you did have a bad leg injury.
And I was there prior to that, but I couldn't tell you what year. It was just a few years. I made detective, I think, in 93. 93.
93.
I have to.
I was at Van Nuys.
Damn, I wish I could make
and
this
then I went
bigger.
back, and then I had a leg injury, and then they transferred me to Devonshire because I couldn't drive. I couldn't drive very far with my bad leg injury. So, but yeah, I think I talked to somebody.
They're here to get you, Stephanie.
The jig is up.
Conversation as far as what they were looking for. Or...
Couldn't say. I mean, they may have told me. I said, hey, you know, I went to school with him. Either somebody called me or I saw the fly. I may have seen the flyer at that point, and I called up. If someone's name was on the flyer, I may have called to speak to them. I said, hey, if there's anything I can do.
You're so helpful.
Where do I work? You know,
what a good Samaritan you are.
School with them.
We banged a few times. I
couldn't tell you
pathologically obsessed with him. I sucked the shit out of his wife.
I think reached out to you.
You mean a detective?
Yeah, called you up and talked to you.
Or I called them, one of the two.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember talking to somebody, but...
Okay, Stephanie, you calling the detective to fish for information, to offer your assistance, does not equal to you being questioned.
No.
In the death
and you
of
know
Sherri.
this. And you know this because you're also a detective. Stop playing with these people.
So you cannot say that you've been talked to, Stephanie, by the police, because you calling the detective doesn't mean that you were talked by the police.
Exactly. No, you weren't interviewed. Because despite all of his friends telling them, hey, this girl over here, Stephanie, she crazy. She probably did it. She's been hassling this man for years. They didn't check into you like they should have. And now you've been running the streets and educating kids on saying no to drugs.
Oh, boy.
Indeed.
I'm thinking it was a man.
Me too.
Sure, there's probably more men back then.
Right.
So, again, that's really all I can remember about that.
Yeah. Let me get back to...
Hey, Stephanie, how do you feel about wigs? Do you like wigs? Do you have any wigs?
Calling you to see you. And during that time, you felt that he was either seeing her, was he engaged or married? Did you know?
Couldn't say.
You don't remember?
I don't know.
Would he ever...
Well, let's see. My husband...
Did it ever appear?
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
Don't go into the husband.
Like, he called me. I told him, I'm not down with the OPP. And then I drove myself to the hospital, and I told her I'm not down with OPP, okay?
Well, no, I got married in 96.
Oh.
I moved in 93.
Oh, my God.
But during that time that you were seeing John...
I'm entering the wormhole, Jen.
I know.
Around when he'd hook up with you or anything like that? to make you think, hey, yeah, this guy.
There's a part of it where she makes this really hilarious face, and she does this like fish thing.
From what?
I met him in '78. No,
I'm just waiting for it.
I started UCLA in '78.
Oh, here we go.
You know him well. During that period of time.
Yeah, I mean, was he acting squirrely? You know, I don't even remember where he was living then. You know,
no one asked you that.
Well,
I don't.
Well, let me ask you. After he hooked up with.
I mean, if he was living on Roscoe or wherever else he was living.
Right.
Well, after he hooked up with Sherri, do you know where they were living?
Yes. No.
You asked me that already.
Uh-huh.
And I said, well, obviously they were living in Van Nuys division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I may
She's
have
like,
known.
I'm on to you guys.
I mean, again, did he ever give me the address? Maybe. You know,
no,
I don't
he didn't.
Remember.
But
I mean, I don't know.
Even if he, no, he didn't give me the address. I know how to work a yellow pages.
Some stuff has come to you.
She's a cop.
You know.
I know how to work a phone book.
That's why I'm asking if you've ever been to the house.
And when you said Van Nuys division, you know, I'm sure he could have told me. I mean, he could have told me. He could have told me where he lived.
Mm-hmm.
We're inching closer to her admitting that she knew where he lived. You would think what, babe?
I'm saying I don't want to say no. I've never gone there, and then you say
that she would notice. Hey,
because I don't.
I'm not,
I don't think so.
Talking.
Yeah.
Like I said,
she decided to say that like when
different-
she already blurted all this shit out.
Right.
My house, their house. I just don't think John ever came to. Again, at one point.
Yes, Allie, he's still alive.
We knew people from school together.
He testified against her. Apparently, it was a fiery
people.
testimony.
I knew people that he knew from his work.
There's transcripts
that lived
of
in
it,
the valley.
but I haven't seen video.
You know.
So as far as for social events or
Excuse
anything,
me.
I mean, you're not sure if you ever been to the house because.
Oh, here we go, another NK thing. I may have been once, I may have been twice,
But it's
I
safe
may
to
have
say that
went
would have
through
been the
the
only time.
front,
for
through the
something
back,
social.
through the garage.
Yeah, if I went
Maybe.
there for something social, yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
because I know you went to talk
Maybe
to her.
it was a wet carpet,
at the
maybe it was
hospital,
dry.
Regarding this issue with John, to kind of like, hey, what's going to happen here with this thing? But would this ever have followed up to her house when you went to talk to her to say, hey, you know what?
I don't even know that I knew where they lived. That's what I'm saying. I don't. If I knew where they lived and I'd been there, if it was for something social, I would. And I can't see how many times I saw her face to face. He lived on Roscoe. Did I ever see her there? I don't know. I mean, I may have seen her at his apartment on Roscoe.
Mm-hmm.
I may have met her there. I mean.
I was
But you didn't have
dialing
any
in
issues with her,
his
right?
macros.
No, I mean, obviously, if he was dating me and dating her, I probably said, "Hey, pick" or something.
Fair.
Back
That's
then.
That's good.
I mean, that we ever screamed or
The detective's like, finally.
I mean, he was a pretty mellow guy.
I'm obviously not mellow at all.
I don't think we had some big, huge blow up to say, why we stopped dating or And I even think that when I was dating him, I was probably, like I said, I was probably going out with other guys, and he was probably going out with other girls.
Right.
I don't know.
I mean, would you remember if she snapped on you and just like, hey, man, it's my man, you leave him alone, blah, 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 that kind of stuff? I mean, would you remember an incident like that? I mean, because that would be like, what?
Well, and maybe that happened. I mean,
did you take drugs from the evidence room?
Gosh, it's been so long ago. I mean, that's not.
Were your dare stories from firsthand experience?
The times I've seen you around at our office.
I'm crazy.
But you're always kind of like,
that is an understatement.
People think I'm really hyper, but I can get upset, and then I forget 5 seconds later, how guys razz you and you go, I've done that in the office, but it's like, and then I'm,
I make barnyard noises in the office.
Water under the bridge.
Yeah, I mean, it's like people think I'm crazy, and then they think I'm crazy at home, and I'm a hyper person at work. I enjoy my job. I get excited. I enjoy the job. I've always enjoyed the job.
Well, you got a good gig, so.
You know.
She's
so,
like, hey.
You know,
I sure do.
Boss status.
You know, I don't know.
I've been getting away with murder for like 20 years.
You know, I'm sure as soon as I walk out of here, I'll go, oh, shoot, it's 25 things I'll remember.
Spoiler alert, you ain't walking out of there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else you need to know. Like I said, you know, we knew friends together.
We don't need your resume again.
You know,
exactly.
That we socialized in the dorms. I would say, I mean, there was a group of us.
Diane.
We were all really close. I mean, even this one guy I was thinking of, you know, Diana Basta. We were all really close. I haven't talked to her in a million years.
Diana Basta being a friend of you and John's, or?
Yeah, we all lived on the dorms together. I don't know if she lived on the same. I'm trying to think. I know John lived on our floor because his roommate was Dave Newman. Dave Newman now is a big shot. Whatever.
He was the big mind on campus
or something. I don't know.
And that was John's roommate?
Yeah. Oh, and then the guys that lived across from me, Jim Jaskell and Roy Suckaboo, something like that. They lived across from me. Diana Basta.
He said her like 3 times.
She lived on our floor. Maybe she was the RA.
What's an RA?
Diane Sherman.
Resident advisor.
I still remain friends with
they're
Diane
in charge.
Sherman. Not that I'm not friends with the other people, I just don't see them. A gal named Smita.
Smita.
Kathleen. You know, so we were all on the floor. I mean, some of them were athletes, some of them weren't. You know, John played basketball, his brother played basketball, I played basketball at UCLA for 2 years. One of the girls swam on the team, one was on the crew team. So we all did stuff together. And then I'd say after we all graduated, we went to weddings. You know, I went to weddings.
But Sherri wasn't part of this circle.
No, I don't even know how he met her. I don't even know where. I mean, I don't know where he met her from. I don't even know. He told me where he met her from. I mean, he may have told me. You know, that's not ringing a bell. And there was lots. I mean, you know, there was other people that knew other people. You know,
good.
That were friends of everybody.
Now that we have established that.
How social settings work, people who knew other people.
I mean, I don't know what else to tell you.
Well, one of the concerns I had is looking at some of the notes is some of Sherri's friends said that you and her were having a
confrontation
because of the John situation.
Well, number one, I don't know who her friends are, because again, I don't recall if he did tell me where he met her. I don't know even who these friends are. A problem. Like I said, if I spoke to her, I mean, I'll go on as far as a limb, and I don't even want to say I spoke to her 5 times because that's probably not even true. I can't even remember. Again, did I meet him at her place when he lived on Roscoe?
That's literally not what he's talking about.
But I couldn't tell you how long he lived on Roscoe. And the only reason I remember the place now is because it's like a huge dope place now, where they, you know, it may have been back then, but
huge dope place.
Maybe we didn't know back then. I could have met her there. I could have, you know.
So now you're calling.
I don't even know that I.
Is he in chat?
He says, "Ask Michelle." The answer should be "Ask Michelle."
I can't say that. I don't know if that's a true statement.
Stop talking. Just say, "Ask Michelle."
You guys have problems with each other, and words are being exchanged, and it's all relating to John.
Stop talking.
You know what? I can't say.
You can't say.
No, that doesn't ring a bell. I mean,
it seems like you would recall something if somebody's going off on you, right?
I would think. I mean, I would think.
Yeah, because it's.
But that's you know.
It seems
her
like
friends are liars.
Was kind of. I mean, you've known each other for a lot of years.
Yeah, it was just kind of. It was like.
But it doesn't seem to me, from what you tell me.
I mean, we were never engaged. I mean, it wasn't like we were planning to get married. You know, it was like.
That's what she's pissed about.
That's exactly what she's angry about.
Describe it. I mean.
Would you say there wasn't a lot of drama in this?
How about we describe it like this? He's just not that into you.
That's why I'm asking as far as what the friends are saying in regards to this, you know, the problems that they're saying you were having with Sherri. I mean, it seems like the relationship is just going on an even plane.
That just, I don't have the recollection of that at all.
That just sounds like made up bullshit.
What you're telling me is when you guys met at the hospital, I mean, you guys talked, but it wasn't, from what you recall, confrontational.
No, I gave her a kick-ass hamburger helper recipe. I mean, what are you talking about?
I'm trying to, you know, turn my memory back, you know, and I'm trying. I can't even picture the, you know, picture.
I told her how John likes his sandwiches.
I can't even picture the conversation.
Well, let me ask you. I mean, at the hospital, it never got to the point where people were going, "Hey, you know."
I told her if she ever talks shit to me again, she's going to be glad she worked in a hospital because she's going to need it.
I mean, if you say people said that, that's not.
She gave me a kick-ass chocolate cake recipe. It was tons of fun.
You and Sherri were talking, and John had to maybe go, "Okay, you guys relax," you know, or anything like that.
I gave her some tips and tricks to please John in the bedroom.
About, you know, ever going to her house and having.
She sent me a bundt cake. It was great.
You know, I'm just. If I met her ever at his apartment, maybe. I mean, maybe we could have met. I could have met at her apartment. I'm thinking that the hospital thing, that sounds familiar. That I met her there.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
I just can't say that I've ever. Again, was I there with other people? I don't know.
Everybody's there with other people in a hospital, and the fact that hospitals are filled with people.
Yeah. I mean, can you get any more detached from the topic at hand?
I mean she doesn't. Yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess.
It's a hot mess.
I don't know why her friends. I don't know why her friends are lying on me, Detective. I can't even remember what the hell your name is. I mean, honestly, I told you. I gave her some tips and tricks. I gave her a kick-ass hamburger helper recipe. She gave me a chocolate chip cook recipe. She, you know.
You know who we need to send her way?
Michelle?
We need to send KK her way because these detectives are lying to her.
Yes, they are violating her rights. All of her rights have been violated.
She needs to be released immediately because these detectives are using deceptive methods to get this woman to incriminate herself in a cold case. So she needs to contact
KK.
Mm-hmm. She'll get her out in no time.
In no time.
I don't think so.
She's only going to do 11 billion hours of YouTube lives first. Then she'll get right on your case. Don't worry. It's all going to be fine.
Oh my God. Mama Bear says Brady violation. This is more like a Randy violation.
Brady violation. That's how she says it too. So weird.
At our house, she wouldn't want my own girlfriends there, you know. So I don't know if maybe she had the same mentality towards you, as far as you ever being there, or being welcome there, you know.
Well, you know what? If somebody said I was there when they were there, then that's possible. Mm-hmm. But I don't recall. I mean, I don't think so. It's not sounding familiar.
Yeah,
look, I've got cop shit to do, fellas. What is the point?
Yeah,
where's agitated?
Where's this artwork that we're going to be looking at?
Yeah, you lied to me. I thought I was helping you with the case, you scumbags.
The house, like, you know, hey.
Oh, come over?
Yeah, come on over. We're having a barbecue, you know.
Come on over. Come on.
A dinner party, Christmas party, whatever.
I don't know.
You know,
I'm just trying to
think. I don't know. Mm-hmm.
You know, like I said, because there were so many of us that.
Oh,
the
no.
two Dianes, Jim Jasper, Roy, Smita, the scout Smita, another friend of ours,
Beth. Beth. I forgot about Beth. Sorry, Beth, if you watch this back later. I forgot about you for a sec.
Child diabetic and got very ill.
Why is she singing?
We would all
Why is she singing the 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover song? Literally, that's what she's doing. You slip out the back, Jack. Make a new plan, Stan. No need to be coy, Roy.
I'd have to almost go back and look at pictures.
She doesn't name a name.
Pictures. I mean, I usually when I go to functions. I have 10,000 pictures, okay? I'm a picture.
Oh, God. I'm a picture nut, and that's why I'm in art now.
John, would you? I take it he would pick you up in his car. You go in her, your car, things of that nature, when you guys would go out.
Well, yeah, I mean.
Do you remember what he drove?
Oh, well, I know at one time he drove either a 240.
She almost like rammed herself into the wall.
Yeah.
Look.
Why is she look, she looks like the Sketsy.
Look.
I don't know how long he drove that 240 or 260Z for. And the only reason I say that is because I think I may have a picture of it with him in it.
With him in it.
What kind of car did you have back then?
He didn't know I was in the bushes.
What year?
Or are you like one of those young cops that's like, oh, I got a paycheck and bought a new car?
Oh, no. I've only had like a few
cars.
Oh,
no.
So what'd you have when you came on the job?
A station wagon.
Oh, that reminds me. This line of questioning goes to the murder weapon because she used her duty weapon to kill Sherri or something, and then reported it stolen.
Yes.
So from her car, right? So
correct.
This is her backtracking now because she knows exactly where they're going, and they know exactly where they're going. So and this is her now, like trying to play a cat and mouse game with them
while simultaneously working out her inner Sketsy.
My first car was a 68 Chevelle. 68 Chevelle. And then I had a Toyota
Celica.
Some kind of a Toyota.
Some kind of a Toyota. Then I had a bitchin' Camaro. It's a Celica.
Like a Corolla or Tercel or something like that.
No. Yeah. Celica was the hatchback. Okay. And then I had my truck.
Like what?
Like, did they talk back to me?
Yeah. No, my car's never been stolen. Oh, no. Crashed. Hit and run.
My gun
my
was
hit and run. Again, I got pictures of the hit and runs. I don't think any of my cars had ever been stolen. No.
My gun was
stolen. Haven't been stolen. Broken into.
None of that, huh?
Oh yeah, my cars have been broken into. But no cars have ever been stolen.
He's not buying it.
Hold on. Well, tell me about this car getting broken into.
Well, my car has been broken into several times.
Oh, really?
Like, I live in LA.
Now that you mention it, let's see. I had a gun that was stolen. I had other stuff that was stolen.
Not your duty gun, was it?
No.
Oh, that's good. Was it ever recovered?
I don't know. No, I don't think so. Not that I know of.
Never been notified?
No. The car's been broken into, several
let's
times.
skip over this gun topic.
That was taken.
Oh, stop coming back to this damn gun.
This is ridiculous, boys.
It was 1,000,000 years ago.
No.
I don't, you're making a mountain out of a molehill.
I think in Santa Monica. I have relatives that live in Santa Monica and Venice.
Oh, God, here we go.
Oh, here we go with your. Now we're going on to the family tree. My uncle.
Several uncles.
Okay, tuning out for the next few.
Could have been Santa Monica.
Could have been fucking Poland.
I'm gonna make a grilled cheese sandwich while she goes over her fucking family tree. I'm hungry. I haven't eaten anything all day.
Yeah.
She's kind of making me hungry too. All that belching and burping.
You're pissing me. She's making me mad. Now I'm gonna eat my feelings, and this is why I'm still in trouble. I hope you're friggin' happy, Stephanie.
Yeah, couldn't tell you.
Stephanie, Spazzy.
Well, like I said, as we were looking at the case, and we had read the notes as far as from Sherri's friend saying you guys had problems or words, and they got heated. You know, and the reason we're asking you is they had mentioned that an incident at her work had occurred, and they've also told us that an incident at her house occurred.
Ooh.
You know what?
And this is at her house during the period of time that they're married.
That's just not sounding familiar at all. I mean, you know what?
Just doesn't even sound like anything I would
again,
do.
If someone says that I was at her house and I had an incident with her, that just doesn't sound. Was John there? Did John say this happened? Because
what are you choking yourself out?
She wants to know if John betrayed her. That's the problem.
Familiar.
And this is an incident where you showed up. You weren't supposed to show up.
Oh, you were unannounced and uninvited. Got it.
At his house?
Yeah.
At his house?
That just doesn't sound familiar. I mean,
this sounds like cockamamie bullshit to me.
So,
because she's like, who's gonna testify to that?
Exactly.
Remember, or just...
you know what? I'd have to say I don't remember, because I don't remember. That doesn't sound familiar.
It sounds like made up.
Well, I would think, but
sort of drama involving the other woman.
Did you ever fight with her?
You mean like we fought?
Yeah. Did you ever duke it out with her?
Duke it out?
No, I don't think so. I mean,
you'd remember that, right? That would be pretty.
Yeah, I would think.
Did you ever bite her?
Specific.
Yeah, like I said, I mean,
traumatic.
obviously, it just doesn't sound familiar. I mean, what are they saying? So I fought with her. So now I'm getting the jump, the leap. Excuse me, I haven't eaten. They're saying, okay, I fought with her, so I must have killed her.
Me either, Stephanie, but I'm not belching all over the place.
Did you hear what she said though? Check it out.
I'd have to say I don't remember, because I don't remember. That doesn't sound familiar.
I mean, would you remember something like that in your life?
Well, I would think, but
sort of drama involving the other woman type of thing.
Sure. Did you ever fight with her?
You mean like we fought?
Yeah. Did you ever duke it out with her?
No, I don't think so. I mean,
you'd remember that, right? That would be pretty.
Yeah, I would think so. I
pretty
mean,
specific.
Yeah, like I said, I mean,
traumatic.
obviously, it just doesn't sound familiar. I mean, what are they saying? So I fought with her. So now I'm getting the jump, the leap. Excuse me, I haven't eaten. They're saying, okay, I fought with her, so I must have killed her. Come on, I mean.
Boom shakalaka.
We're about to have a murder she wrote moment.
I don't even know who these people are. I can't even say I met any of these people. I mean, it's insane.
This is ridiculous.
If it happened, I honestly don't remember it.
Can I speak with your manager?
That's all I can tell you. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, but I don't know. I mean, would it be something you would remember? I mean, because I don't know if any other.
You seem like you're not remembering a whole lot.
That have occurred. I mean, you'd recall those, right? I mean, like a use of force at work or car crash, something you're involved in.
You have to ask
you would think I would remember.
Yeah.
I mean, I would think if it was something that crazy. I mean, I can't say. You say, how many fights have you gotten into? In your life. I mean, a few at work.
No one asked.
Fights at work are kind of different because we've all had uses of force or whatever. But
I didn't even have a lot of those. I mean,
right, but if you're actually, I
mean, I played.
Like if Dan and I got mad at each other and we threw blows in the squad room, I mean, 20 years later, I would remember it. I mean,
I would think I would remember it, but that's what I'm saying. That's not sounding familiar to me.
Especially if you've been at orchard ever.
I mean,
right?
Your life?
Smash, smash, smash.
Smash.
Would you remember
Shamita.
involved in? And I don't mean kind of like a bump or something, just a physical fight where everybody's hitting each other, scratching, pulling, whatever.
Maybe. I mean, I can't say I've been in a lot. I played sports.
Yeah.
You get in scuffles
Stephanie,
there.
That's not what they're
Stephanie,
asking.
no.
You recall some of those, right? I mean, just.
I can recall some of them.
Games getting canned.
But like I said, you saying this is just not ringing a bell.
No.
I mean,
none of my bells are ringing.
I don't know what to tell you. That's just not ringing a bell to me.
Girl, say ringing a bell one more time, and I'll pop love your ass to the next galaxy.
Oh my God.
I would think I would remember.
Yeah.
I mean,
If you're in this,
I would think so too.
If you're in this other girl's house and
but
words are exchanged, I mean, you figure you recall.
I would think.
Especially if it got physical, right?
Well, I would think.
And it's relating to, you know, a guy that you were dating.
Girl that was
and
murdered.
Now, you know, and it's just kind of like a whole love triangle type of thing. I mean, you figure you'd remember that, right?
Well, I would think.
I mean.
So.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. No, because I'm looking at the notes and these people are kind of, I mean, they're pointing the finger at you.
Well,
and
I mean, that's not ringing a bell to me, so, you know, I don't know, you know, it's...
Like, none of this stuff is ringing a bell to her.
I mean, that just sounds crazy.
Ask her about basketball.
So offhand, you don't recall ever going into her house and having
Oh God, don't make her go through the timeline again.
No,
attacking her attacking you.
No, here we go.
No.
Nothing like that.
No, I mean,
no. I told you we exchanged recipes.
No.
I told her he likes a little teeth sometimes.
Well, on some of the on this case, you know, this occurred in '86, right? Detectives processed the scene, things of that nature. They did fingerprints and all that stuff. You know, well, you know the standard stuff. I mean, you didn't do it longer than I have.
Well, I don't know about that. I got 26 years on, going on 26.
19, so.
But, the people in your office call you crazy to your face.
Good at that time, and they look at a lot of people and different things.
Now you know you're fucked up.
I mean, if you guys are saying that I'm a suspect, then
exactly.
You know, I got a problem with with that. Okay, so you know, if you're doing this as an interrogation, you're saying, hey, I'm a suspect. Well, now I got a problem with now you're accusing me of this. Is that what you're saying?
We're trying to figure out what happened, Stephanie.
Well, I'm just saying.
You're saying
would
what?
I need to get a lawyer if you're accusing me of this? You know.
You don't have to. I mean,
Did she really
you're of your own
just
free
ask?
will. I mean,
No,
like
I know,
as
but
a cop.
You're not under arrest. You
Yeah,
can walk out
you can leave whenever.
She sure did.
As a cop, do I need to get a lawyer? You think that you know that you're a cop, and not even just a cop, a detective at that, right? You know damn right well that the cops are never, the other detectives are not going to say, yes, this is the time. You are in deep shit, sister. Get you a lawyer. No, you know what they're going to tell you? Hell no. This is a casual conversation between, coworkers. I know you, you know me. It's all good. You don't need a lawyer. No, we're just reminiscing. Do you need a minute to look through your photos?
Yeah.
I mean,
but it's, you know what's hilarious? I mean, God, call KK right now, because what's going to happen is she's going to, they're going to tell her, like, you're not arrested, girl. And she's going to make she's going to make a go for it.
I mean,
but only to be brought right back.
Whatever you like.
Well, I'm trying to give you some background of how I knew him.
No, we don't need
and
the
now
background.
You're telling me
they don't give a shit about that.
Saying that we had this big old fight, and I don't even know what you're talking about. And I don't want to get in trouble for something that I didn't even do, or you're saying I did something.
Get in trouble?
I understand.
What are you going to be in timeout? You're going to be grounded?
On you.
I understand.
No, that's what we're telling you. I mean, you're free to go whenever you want. If this makes you uncomfortable and you want to,
now you're starting to make me uncomfortable.
Oh, Stephanie.
You're a party pooper.
And the burglary thing you're talking about, that is an angle that they looked at. But now we're looking at everything else on the case. Because nobody was ever arrested on the case.
Kalimi, she's
I don't know
only
that
diagnosis
or
that I
not.
would see would probably
Now,
be
what
something
we'd like to
along
do
the
is-
lines of a sociopath, because
You know about all the
trying to tell
DNA
you.
stuff and things of the nature that, gets done on cases nowadays. If we asked you for a DNA swab, would you be willing to give us one?
no.
Hell no. Maybe.
Because now,
Because
now I'm thinking I probably need to talk to a lawyer.
Okay.
I mean,
Well,
because I know how this stuff works. Okay, don't get me wrong. You're right. I have been doing this a long time.
Yeah.
And I wish I had been recording this because
Don't
now
worry.
it sounds like
That's okay. We are.
there's-
No probs.
You're telling these people say I'm fighting with her, and now it sounds like you're trying to, I've been doing this a long time.
yeah.
We know.
Okay, And now it almost sounds like you're trying to pin something on me.
No,
now I got that sense.
Well, what it gets to on these cases, and you know it as well as I do, our job is to identify and eliminate suspects.
I can't believe this.
So if we ask you to the point to give us a DNA sample, a buccal swab, so we can identify or eliminate you, would you be willing to do that?
Maybe. Because I know this.
Well, that's where we're at too. I mean, because right now, from looking at the evidence, it's it's possible we may have some DNA at the location.
That's great.
And
we're
going to do what we can to try to put this thing together.
35C, girl.
In the book, these people are pointing at you for whatever reason.
I don't know why. That's just crazy. I mean, that's absolutely crazy.
Insanity.
That is
it would be irresponsible on our part not to look at it.
I know. You guys have to do your job. And I guess I'm going to have to contact somebody. So.
That's fair.
I mean, because I know how this stuff works. I mean,
you guys carry around an extra briefcase with all your audacity in it?
I mean, we understand that. I mean, if we were in your position, I mean, we would feel the same way.
I just can't even believe it.
See, they said it too. If we were in your shoes, we wouldn't believe it too.
I mean, I'm shocked. I'm really shocked.
You're shooketh.
Somebody would be saying that I did this. I mean, we had a fight, and so I went and killed her. I mean, come on.
Well,
we had several fights. 3, maybe 4, maybe 5.
Well, thanks for giving me the courtesy. I wish
I'm flabbergasted.
And there's a deputy waiting for her outside with the handcuffs. And you can hear her bitching now. Listen. This is crazy. This detective is like, oh shit, it's happening. She's got to check on this. It's happening. All right, she's coming back. Oh, there she is. Can you imagine that walk of shame?
No.
At your job?
No. And like, she's not even arrested for something small either.
No.
Like,
she went straight for the
teardrop. She's an overachiever.
Yes. She's like, can I at least eat my breakfast? Or she's gonna
I haven't eaten all day, man. I can't be in jail burping like this. Come on. Can we cruise through Wendy's right quick? Or what do they have out there? Fat burger?
That sounds good.
It does sound good. This grilled cheese sandwich ain't getting it. Now that I said fat burger.
Here she comes. I don't know, they're whispering something to each other. Because they're like, holy shit, we can't believe this is happening. Can you imagine?
No.
He's like, you got all the shit that you need.
This is crazy.
Let's see, Stephanie.
Oh, she's still bitching.
This is insane.
Okay.
Ridiculous. Absolutely.
She's like, wow.
Give me 1 second.
This is preposterous.
Okay. Stephanie, you know you have the right to remain silent. Do you understand?
Yes.
Anything you say may be used against you in court. Do you understand?
Yes.
You have the right to the presence of an attorney before and during any questioning. Do you understand?
Yes.
If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you free of charge before any questioning if you want. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do you want to talk to us right now?
No.
She's like, it's not like I'm a floozy or something.
No.
Girl.
I'm like in shock. I'm totally in shock.
You're flabbergasted.
You thought you got away with it.
Mm-hmm.
How long do you think it took her to stop even like practicing her story in her head?
I don't think she stopped. I bet you she's still proclaiming her innocence.
Oh no, yeah, she is. But I mean, like, I'm assuming like right after she committed the murder, like with the alibi or whatever,
Honestly, I don't think she ever stopped, because I think it's interesting that you said that she was like, she would never throw things away in public.
Yeah, true.
I think she was always somewhat waiting for the other shoe. And I think like she got comfortable after like several years had passed, probably, but I don't think she ever forgot. And of course, her being part of, being a detective and whatnot, like she's aware of the advances in crime scene investigation.
Yeah.
So I don't think she ever stopped.
And she knew that she bit the victim too. So she knew her bite mark would be on there. But
I can't believe she even did that, to be honest with you. Because
crazy.
Bundy was caught way before DNA ever. He was caught by his bite mark. So, not caught. I mean, he's already caught, but they used that to tie him to it. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, but it's quite crazy. And she doesn't, from what I know now, I don't know that she's really talking to the media or anything like that, but I think that she is communicating with people from jail. Not everybody, but I don't know who she responds to, who she doesn't. But apparently she's also now like very big into the Bible, and I think she's been working on her relationship with her daughter, and blah blah blah. Like she's just the best now. Yeah, that's a great point, Stephanie. Stephanie says, gross, she bit her, and while discussing this murder, she's belching and hungry. Yeah, I mean, this girl definitely seems to have some sort of oral fixation going on.
Ew. It's so gross.
I mean,
so
I'm just
foul,
saying.
It's so foul to do that, biting and spitting at somebody. You know what I'm saying? The one. I mean, like obviously, murder is the worst thing that you can do. Okay, like that's a given. I don't want it to be tomorrow. Did you hear what Jenn said? She said biting and spitting is the worst. Like, okay, obviously,
there's gonna be some people who are gonna be like,
there will be like. Jenn's the worst. You see how she is? She thinks biting is spitting. What about murder? I'll cut your pearls later. I'm not talking about that.
Let me tell you something. You're gonna love part 2 of the Scammy Science series that we're doing, because believe it or not, we actually talk about murder.
Oh no, you're a murderer.
Did you guys know that Scammy Tammy has, in her public 5-hour rant, said that Mama Bear and I are murderers?
Murderers.
Oh, Mama Bear.
I didn't realize I was so associating with such riffraff. As a riffraff.
Riff.
Who did you murder her?
Who did I murder her?
Yeah, who did you murder her?
Good question.
Who's the victim? I'm so confused.
Scammy is the victim. I've murdered her.
Oh, is she doing her lives from beyond the grave now?
Yeah, and she's also simultaneously prosecuting Mama Bear and myself. For that.
Well, remember, y'all, you have the right to remain silent.
I want a lawyer.
That's so
Where's Scott Reich at?
Right?
Yeah, come on. I would want Scott to represent me. He would go in front of that. He would go in front of that judge, and he would be like, "Judge, not only is this woman one of the dumbest criminals on YouTube, but she also should be committed because she's threatening to blow shit up and put people away for murder.
Oh my goodness.
I can't.
What a mess.
Yeah.
Let's get Jose Baez. I bet just because he passed on Watts, surely he wouldn't pass on Dr. B and Mama Bear.
That's what I'm saying.
I'll call him. I'll be like, yo, Baez, listen, you and I got that Brown thing going. What's up, homie? Help me out. I got a couple of homegirls in a situation.
Yeah, we're both foreign. Mama Bear Canada. I'm a naturalized citizen, so I'm sus from the get-go. Just the type for Baez. Yep.
Exactly. Ayúdame, Baez. Ayúdame.
Yeah, but that was pretty hilarious. So, God, I want to go into it now, but I gotta reserve. Like, I gotta, reel it in because.
Well, that's for you and Mama Bear.
Yeah, that's for us.
I had an ingenious idea for who we can roast next week, but I'm not going to tell everybody, just you.
Well, that's not fair.
Life's not fair.
Who is it? I don't know.
Who?
Is it Scammy?
No. No. You guys are doing just fine with that. I mean, I'll throw in a couple here and there, but you guys are doing really a good job with that. I was thinking, maybe it's definitely a female.
I know.
I know you know. I know you know. Because we already talked about it, you maniac.
Oh, we did? Girl. Yeah. What year is this? I have to check my screenshots.
Let me look at my pictures. See if we discussed it.
That Stephanie is what we are today. What year is this? I have to check my screenshots. Let me check my receipts. It's not like I'm a floozy. It's coronavirus. We're locked up.
Yeah, I think we should just leave it at that. It's a female. It's a known case. We've all talked about it before at one time or another, and that's all I'm going to say. And let it be a surprise. Just whisper it, Jen.
Yeah, I don't.
It's going to be a good surprise.
Stephanie's like, she said female, and Dr. B said she knows. That's all you need to say.
That's it. That's it.
I know.
No
I know. Yes, it'll be fun. And Stella's calling me, as you can hear, I'm sure.
And I think it'll be a part that not that many people have actually heard. So keep you in suspense.
Wait a minute.
You got to come back next week.
Wait a minute.
I can't be giving it all away. I'm not that kind of a girl. I save something for the next date. I got to keep them coming back. How else am I going to eat?
You're not a floozy.
I'm not a floozy.
Floozy. Do you like Roy's Suckaboos?
I'm telling you, all she was doing in that damn interrogation, listing off her friends, was singing the 50 Ways to Leave Your Lover song. Hey, hop on the bus, Gus.
Yeah, this interrogation is one of my favorites. And I don't know why, because it's one of the most annoying ones, because she goes over the same thing over and over and over again, but you just can't stop watching it. It's fascinating. Her face, her behavior, you can just see her entire life just, and I think that's what's fascinating to me about these interrogations is, just watching that whole process of someone going through that, like, in the moment. I don't know.
Especially being a cop. I think it's even more entertaining. It's not interesting to watch because she's a cop. And yet,
yeah, same thing with the Russell Williams guy. He was a colonel, all the way, like, flying the Queen around and shit, in Canada. Mm-hmm. It's a big shot. So yeah, I mean, pathology like that doesn't discriminate. So it's you can be a cop, you can be a colonel, but these people are among us, and so then those interrogations are always fascinating to me. And like you said, Jen, especially when they're cops or of some other like authority or law enforcement or military, just to see the interrogator and the suspect like trying to out strategize each other. I don't know. For me, that's just
her strategy seemed to be to keep it casual. Like, I don't even know these people that well. I would have no motive.
She didn't have a strategy. She came in there with her little recorder and was like, should I record this? Thinking that she's there to save the day. And when the very first question, when that guy said, do you know a guy named John Rutten? And she said, you mean Rutten?
Yeah, she sure did.
Right
she
there.
Sure did correct him quick. First, she tried to be like, who? What? Let me think about it. Like, going through the Rolodex in her brain of people she knows. Come on.
Yeah, she's funny.
And the thing is with this woman, what she did to this woman, you guys, was brutal. Like, you guys are, the bite mark is bad enough, but what she really did, the worst thing, I mean, besides taking her life, what she did was is there more? You want to watch more?
No. The interrogation is over, but I was going to say, if you guys are up for it, I could play that clip that I was going to play at the beginning, the 6-minute clip where they kind of summarize the case. And it shows pictures and stuff. A lot.
Yeah, we can do that if you got
my pictures.
Get your pictures. Also known as your 50-1100 tabs.
Yes,
Tell it, Stella.
I hear you, Stella.
Well, you're not doing what I say, so I'm going to have to repeat myself. Obviously, you're a dimwit.
This case.
Stella, you're so uppity.
So this is from Insider Edition.
It is shocking. Obviously, it's not every day that LAPD detective is arrested for a cold case murder, let alone a female detective, and that the circumstances of the case were so salacious, so sensational, so many surreal turns, a love triangle. The case was on a knife's edge between being solved and never being solved for most of its history.
I'm crazy.
As the evidence in the case came out, it wasn't really a whodunit, but how she got away with it. That's what I wanted to know. My name is Matthew McGough. I'm the author of The Lazarus Files, a cold case investigation. The Lazarus Files is about the murder of Sherri Rasmussen, a newlywed hospital nurse who was killed in Los Angeles in 1986. 23 years later, in 2009, the LAPD arrested one of its own detectives, Ilene Lazarus, for the murder of Sherri Rasmussen. What initially attracted me to the case was a chance encounter I had with Detective Ilene Lazarus a year before she was arrested for murder. I was interested in writing about art theft, which was Detective Lazarus's last assignment before she was arrested for murder. And in 2008, I interviewed her. Stephanie was professional, cordial. I obviously had no reason to suspect that she might be hiding a horrible secret, that she had committed a murder more than 2 decades earlier and gotten away with it.
Well, one of the concerns I had is looking at some of the notes is some of Sherri's friends said that you and her were having a problem because of the John situation.
Stephanie was involved in a love triangle with Sherri's husband, John Rutten, who she had dated before John and Sherri met. Sherri was really a remarkable person, very intelligent, skipped numerous grades. I think she graduated from college when she was 16, and she had a drive to work in nursing and to really revolutionize the field of nursing. So, very high achiever professionally, and, her life was cut off in its prime, again, just a few months after she had married. Although the LAPD originally investigated and insisted that Sherri had been killed in a botched burglary, her family suspected from the very beginning that there was an ex-girlfriend police officer of John who may have been involved in Sherri's murder.
Was there ever any relationship or anything that developed between you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we dated, you know, I mean, what's this all about?
John Rudden, Sherri's husband, he brought to the attention of detectives the day after the murder that he had an ex, Stephanie Lazarus, who he told them was an LAPD detective. And according to John, he encouraged the detectives to investigate her as a suspect. John also testified under oath during Stephanie's trial that he was informed by detectives that Stephanie had nothing to do with Sherri's murder.
Do you know what happened to his wife?
Yeah, I know she got killed. God, that's been a million years ago.
But eventually the case went cold.
Have a seat.
The tide began to turn in the early 2000s when a DNA analyst named Jennifer Francis performed DNA testing and determined that it was female DNA on Sherri's body. A few years after that, a group of homicide detectives in the Van Nuys division, the same unit that had failed to solve the case 20 years earlier, picked up this dormant cold case and within a few months had put together a case implicating one of their own colleagues, one of the most shocking outcomes of a murder investigation in the history of the LAPD.
I'm looking at the notes and people are kind of, I mean, they're pointing the finger at you.
Well,
And
I mean, that's not ringing a bell to me, so, you know, I don't know, you know, it's, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, that just sounds crazy to me.
Stephanie continues, to insist on her innocence, although she's convicted, and all of her appeals have been denied.
If you guys are claiming that I'm a suspect, then, I got a problem with, with that. Okay?
I think time will tell what sort of impact the book has on the LAPD.
Now it almost sounds like you're trying to pin something on me.
No,
now I got that sense.
Well, what it gets to on these cases, and you know it as well as I do, our job is to identify and eliminate suspects.
I can't believe this.
There's a lot of unanswered questions. We know who killed Sherri, but we don't know a lot about how Stephanie got away with it. And most importantly, no one has been held accountable for any of the mistakes that allowed a police detective to get away with a cold-blooded murder for more than 20 years. And there's a lot of evidence in the case that went missing over the years, including trace evidence collected from Sherri's body that was inexplicably checked out from the coroner's office by a LAPD detective in the early 90s and was never seen again. After Stephanie was arrested 23 years later, the Rasmussens publicly alleged a cover-up.
He was always diverted. He was told repeatedly that he'd been watching too much TV.
And requested the LAPD do an investigation of how one of their own detectives got away with murder for so long. The LAPD never did any investigation of what went wrong. This story is not finished.
What a shock. The LAPD declined to comment. Huh.
Yeah. So that's pretty much the gist of it. So yeah, we'll see what happens, but yeah, that's a messed up case. Good old Spazzy Lazzy. So yeah.
I mean, it's a sad case. She was a beautiful girl. And I think that what I was going to say before we played the clip was that if I'm remembering the details right, she wasn't just shot. I mean, she was also beat.
She beat her.
And she beat her specifically in the face, which is very telling because, human being, we identify each other really by face, and she wanted to erase that image forever. And she's a messed up girl. And I just cannot believe that she got away with it for so many years like that. And I
mean, if you're floozing around with half of the department,
but it was the fire department
disappearing. girl.
I wonder.
She admits to the fire department.
I wonder though if she. I mean, there has to be a record of the police officer that checked out the evidence. They keep a record of that. I mean, they know it was checked out. How do they not know by who? It's messed up. That poor family. That poor family.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's Stephanie. I think we're gonna wrap it up for tonight. That was a lot of fun. Thank you guys. But Stephanie, wormhole, loophole, you know how that goes.
Yeah, it's too much.
It's been a million years.
Gotta stop. Yeah,
it's been a million years. But
and yes, she did stay working as a detective for all those 23 years. She went without getting caught.
Oh yeah, and she got promoted multiple times. Eventually, she
ended up as a supervisor, for Pete's sake.
Yeah. So. All right, so that's the show for tonight. Thank you guys for joining us. Caffeine, Mama Bear, mods, everybody in chat. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, so great to see you all again. And we'll be back next Friday with our mystery girl.
Exactly. Roast. Yeah. I don't even know if we'll schedule it. I mean, we should schedule it and still not tell. Let's just be mean. Just kidding.
Oh gosh.
Spicy Jenn.
No. Well, good night, everybody. Thank you so much.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
A great night. Bye-bye.